Hello and welcome back to the YouTube channel for Catch. My name is Sam and I'm the founder and lead coach here at Catch. Unshakable confidence is the key to getting everything that you want in life and dating. So we cover everything to do with confidence, mindset, and how to implement that in your dating and relationship life. And we said this in other videos before actually, but everything we talk about you can apply to any area of life. We just love to focus on dating and relationships because that's where we've seen people sometimes feel less confident or want a bit more support. And if you want to work with us in any way, all that information is in the description box below. So we had a question recently, or a comment, saying that, and it was on our video about, is chasing attractive the truth? And we'll link that down below in the description box. And someone said that to extent agreeing with us, saying that chasing is attractive if you feel confident, but if you don't feel confident or you haven't spent lots of time around the group that you are chasing, so if you're a man you're chasing a woman, or a man chasing a man, or a woman chasing a woman, etc. Say you haven't had lots of dating experience or grown up around that group of people, you can feel more nervous, less confident, or be uncertain in your approach, and therefore that can come across as creepy. Rather than, someone with confidence taking a similar action, which is pretty similar to what we were saying in the video. But it got us thinking about, if you are someone who hasn't had lots of exposure to the group that you want to date, or got lots of dating experience, or you just know that you need to build your confidence and you're not sure where to start, how can you do that? And we spend time on this channel really challenging some of the limiting beliefs and unhealthy stories and rhetorics that we see out there. But if you're someone who's newer to this area of confidence and mindset, where do you start? So we're going to give a few tips and tricks and things to think about in this video. The first is a routine for yourself. And what do we mean by that? So, I was talking to a friend the other day about this, and we were talking about the value of it. We have to find, and this is a key element of confidence, we have to find within ourselves safety and security, so that whatever is going on in our lives, whatever circumstances are happening, whether life is going really well, we've got lots of exciting opportunities coming up, or slightly more undesirable things are popping up, we need something that we can go back to, that we are in control over, or have as much control as possible, that is within our gift at least, brings us joy, and is a routine that we know is there for us regardless of what is going on around us, and involves activities and steps that make us feel good within ourselves. And having this kind of routine that we put in place for ourselves has multiple benefits for confidence, because as we just said, it gives us safety and security in that known routine. It means if something undesirable or scary pops up, or that shakes us, we can distract ourselves or bring ourselves at least back down from the trigger or the heightened emotion, back down to calm and centered through that routine. And also that routine is a way of showing ourselves, through taking repeated action that's for us, that we are worthy and deserving of good treatment. And if we are, especially if we're going out and dating, or we're going into a workplace, or any area of life really, building friendships as well, for people who are low on confidence, it can feel hard to expect things from other people, and we can become people pleasers and overstretch for others and struggle to ask for help. Whereas if we can really show ourselves the kind of behaviours that we want and deserve, it then starts to tell us we're worthy of feeling good. And we're worthy of receiving that because we're giving it to ourselves, and we're also worthy of it from other people. So then if we're going out into the dating world or going to work and people are mistreating us or expecting too much, it's easier for us to say, okay, why would I stay in this situation where it's making me less happy or making me feel less confident than if I was to be doing things for myself. So it sets a new standard for what we expect to show up in our lives. So just something as simple as having a routine can be very powerful. And what does that routine look like? Well, it can be different for every person. And part of the process of life, because it can change over time too, is figuring out what works for you. But I'll talk a bit about my routine, and hopefully that will give you some inspiration or help you think about it. And I'll also give you some tips too. So there's a couple of really important foundations that we would recommend for this routine. One is nervous system regulation, and we'll do a full video on your nervous system, etc. But our nervous system is essentially what helps our body go from rest and digest, so when we're feeling calm and centered and good within ourselves, to fight or flight or freeze or fawn. So those are our triggered responses, which are we need to respond very quickly and we need a surge of adrenaline, and it's usually if there's a perceived risk or danger in our environment that the fight or flight or freeze or fawn responses will kick in. Our nervous system will kick in and shift into that fight or flight mode, and we'll respond to the imminent danger or threat. And then once it's over, a healthy nervous system will go back down to rest and digest. So why is that a helpful pillar of a routine to build our confidence? Well, one, when we're building our confidence, it can feel scary within itself because our brain and our body love familiarity. So therefore, we can end up staying in safe places that we know, even though deep down in our soul, we know they're not good for us. We know that we deserve more, we want love, we want a better job, we want to travel the world or even just travel out of our town, but it's not familiar and therefore it feels scary. So to our nervous system and to our body, it feels like a risk to do something new. So sometimes even just the acts of starting to believe in ourselves more or build our confidence can be unsettling and feel unsafe in our body. So through having this routine and through nervous system regulation, we can overcome and respond to feelings of uncertainty and being unsafe in our body. We can overcome challenges in our environment. If something triggers us, we can bring ourselves from a heightened emotional state back to calm and centered. And then we're able to approach a situation and be much more deliberate and conscious about the decisions that we're making, whether that's responding to a tricky dating scenario or a difficult conversation with a boss, or, even situations with our family, or as we say, persisting with building our confidence and taking more risks for ourselves and creating the life we want. It means that we have more control over our emotions and how we're feeling. Actually, in other videos, we've referred to this as emotional regulation, not necessarily nervous system regulation, but the way that we can have more control over our emotions is by deliberately working with our nervous system and getting back into the rest and digest state. How do we do that? Well, it's through breath work is amazing, and you can do just simple in and out breathing, really focusing on your stomach as you're doing so. Or there's different techniques online such as 4-7-8 breathing, which is different counts. So 4 breaths in, holding for 7, out for 8. Or there's guided breath work on YouTube, such as Wim Hof. So those resources are available, and those are really good to do a couple of times a day, because it tells your body, look, you're safe and secure by activating your nervous system and bringing those emotions down. So you could do that in the morning, in the evening, or you could do it whenever you're triggered. So if something pops up and you feel your emotions heightening or you feel yourself tense up, you can just say, okay, right, give myself a minute, do some deep breathing for a few minutes until you feel calm again. So a good building block, as I say, of this routine to build your confidence is nervous system regulation, because it keeps you calm. You're able to work through any triggers and keep yourself as calm and centered as possible so you can make different choices for yourself. And how I like to do that, I used to do it morning and evening, some breath work and also some meditation as well. But now I have built my confidence to a level, it's more reactive. So if I'm triggered, I'll do that. Or if I feel called to do it, sometimes I'll just, wake up and think, oh yeah, I really need to meditate this morning. Or if something's playing on my mind, sometimes I'll do some breath work or meditation just to shift out of that pattern of thinking, something playing on my mind. Because often, and for me and for clients that we have as well, if something's playing on our mind and in a negative way, it's harder to find the solution. Whereas if we can drop it for a bit and let our brain sort of reflect in the background, a solution comes to us. So I use that more reactively now. And the second building block that we would recommend for everybody in this routine is a form of exercise. And that can look different for everyone. It could be team sports or walking or swimming or going to the gym. For me personally, I love going to the gym and doing weights workouts, because focusing on the form of the exercises that I'm doing and seeing the weights progress over time is motivating for me. And the reason that we recommend exercise is because it has multiple benefits. It releases endorphins, which are happy hormones. It also gives you a sense of achievement. And there's very strong links between physical health and mental health. So if you build your physical fitness, that helps you keep your nervous system regulated. It helps improve mental health and therefore will build your confidence. So spend some time experimenting, try things that seem fun for you. As I say, for me, that looks like weightlifting, but I also do yoga once a week. And my form of cardio is walking. I don't do any high intensity cardio because that for me is not enjoyable and it's stressful. And it actually, when I do something that's too intense in terms of high intensity cardio, it can actually overstress my body, so I can come away from that feeling in a heightened state of emotion. So try out some things and see what makes you feel good, but it has those multiple benefits. So those are two building blocks. And something that has also worked for me is being able to spend more time alone and without screens. So being able to spend time in the house, maybe reading a book, trying not to become overstimulated with lots of screens, like using a laptop and phone at the same time, or TV and phone at the same time, or having some time just sitting still. If meditating doesn't appeal to you, sometimes just sitting still with your thoughts and seeing what comes up can help you face any fears or weird emotions or feelings that are coming up, and you can just face into them and overcome them. And being able to spend that bit of time alone just helps you to work through anything that's troubling you and come out the other side. So that's another building block that you might want to consider. And then the fourth is some kind of hobby or creative activity that brings you joy. And the reason that we recommend that is because there have been studies for some of the happiest countries in the world, most of which are Nordic countries within Europe. And what they found is that those people tend to have an active outdoor lifestyle, a strong sense of community, but they also have hobbies. So rather than just watching TV, they'll do other things with their time. And so for me, I used to do a lot of painting when I was younger, not this one. This is a professional. I'll link her Instagram down below. She's amazing, based in London. But I have done some painting myself and drawing. And I also used to play the guitar, but less so now. And also, frankly, just doing this work for Catch, interacting with you, but doing things like the website, thinking about content. For me, that's a very creative process, which I enjoy. So I get to spend some of the time doing that. So those are the 4 building blocks that we'd recommend: some form of nervous system regulation, whether that's breath work, meditation, yoga, etc. Some form of exercise or physical activity. I appreciate that's not available for everyone, but if you can find something that works for you. So spending some time alone and becoming used to listening to your own inner thoughts and processing those. And 4th, something creative. And if you don't have to do these all every day, but just have some activities that you know and love that you can return to that feel good for you. Those will really help. And then around those building blocks, a lot of people get value from a routine at the start of the day and the end of the day with small sorts of self-care activities that set you up for the day. So that can look like making your bed as soon as you get up in the morning. So you've got this little achievement as soon as you wake up. It can look like a gratitude list. So what are 3 things that you're grateful for in the morning and grateful for in the evening before you go to bed? And that just helps raise your mood and focus more on the abundance in life than lack, and feel really good about the things that you have going on for you. And it can also be, as I say, self-care activities like doing a skincare routine, having a shower or doing your teeth, but maybe you do that in a more luxurious way with nice products. Maybe you go for a walk first thing in the morning, or call friends or family. So just think about being intentional about the little things that start and end your day, that will also give you a sense of routine, security and safety, and make you feel good about yourself and are investing in yourself. So hopefully that helps in terms of a few things to really start building your confidence, having a routine, having those building blocks that go into that routine, and have fun with it. Just experiment with things, see what works for you. Sometimes, those things can shift over time, and it also just brings the energy onto you. So as I say, you're telling yourself, I am worthy of this, I'm worthy in investing in, I'm worthy of spending this time on. And you're starting to build a life that you love through that routine. And you will start to interact with more people as well through taking on hobbies or maybe doing group exercise, etc. So that can also help with starting to build your confidence with the types of people that you want to date. So we'll do more videos on this, of course, because we talk about confidence a lot on this channel. So what are some other things that you can put in place in your life? But the very first thing we would suggest is that routine and those building blocks. So we'd love to hear your thoughts. Would love to hear anyone that's actually implemented some of those in your life already, how that's gone for you, what you would recommend to others. So we'd love actually to start more of a movement here where our subscribers are helping one another. So please share down below what's worked for you and building your confidence that you think could help someone else, whether it's some of these tips or others. Thank you for liking, sharing, commenting and subscribing, and cannot wait to see you in the next one. Thanks, bye.